Hello, and welcome back to Songs of Six. How is everyone doing? Let's get it going. And I'm hoping we have a little turnout today of some of our new regulars that haven't been around since we started this series, actually. So, exciting times. Because I have some areas to name, and we've got quite a bit. Quite a bit of land. Oh, Noble Island is really coming up to something. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's been so long since I played the last part, I can't perfectly remember what I was doing. Now, I just had a little look at everything, like the map and the like, just get an idea of where we were at. But just look at this. Look how big our town and city is becoming. Absolutely incredible, honestly. Oh, big old grand arena, executing our slaves. And, well, prisoners, we don't have slaves here. Yeah, it's pretty neat. All war captives. For my good humour, you shall be arenaed, and you shall be executed. All good. It's good to be playing this again. Now, I know my face covers up a section at the top. It's not the most important section. It's better than blocking up that side, that side, because of the map. Yeah, nothing really happened where I'm floating around. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Really nice to be playing this again. But I think there's some resource inequalities I really need to deal with. I think wood being one of them. Yeah, we're losing a load of wood. I think we're losing alcohol. No, we're gaining alcohol, interestingly. I wouldn't think we were. We'll see how that goes. See how that goes. But I hope everyone is doing well today. And I think this can be fun. Oh, right. Okay, Napoleon. This is going to be a first one for you. Okay, but this is for anyone who's been existing to channel. This is like a game I've been playing for a very long time. So this is Songs of Six. Songs of Six is like a city builder turned grand strategy. So you've got huge maps. Like this is like look at the right side. It's just a tiny chunk of a huge map, and there's basically a city builder. So yeah, Factorial World Box, I get that. But like you build everything. You build the bases, you build the houses. They furnish the houses themselves, but like warehouses, barbers, gem mines. We're quite far in. Like I've started. This is the empire we've built, and like loads of races. You've got humans, dwarves, which are Dondorians in this. You've got like an orc kind of Cretonians. We've accidentally added like a lizard people, Garfimi, or not lizard, like insect, and then you've got like Telapis, which are like elves, but cannibal elves. Um, but I tried to keep it humans, Andorians, Cretonians as a main. Okay. But we build everything, and we've got to worry about a lot of things. So, major production lines, for one. Exposure, that's not good. So, it's like we have things like alcohol, food, you've got bread, you've got resources. You have to refine those resources into other things. So, I could say, I have sheep farms, for example, up here. I think further up. But it's like if they don't produce enough leather, for example, or the leather farms, I won't have enough to make clothes. And hello, Aries, welcome in, welcome in, welcome all to Songs of Six, a new game to you guys. But I've been playing this for a little while. But every single person you see is going to live their life. They will go to work, they will go home, they will eat, they will have entertainment. I'm having a very good day, thank you, Napoleon. How was your day, and how are you doing, Aries? But yeah, everyone will go and eat, and then when combat comes around, every single person can fight. If you see here, you'll see a tag 172. That's how many soldiers we have. This is our sort of in-house army, but we like to hire mercenaries because we have 22 million coins. Now, we can't naturally get 222 million coins. We lose 200,000 a day because of our inefficient taxes. It's because we hire massive mercenary armies, which I can actually disband. So let's get rid of those. Sorry, towards the end of the last part, I think I was in a big battle. But yeah, we won't be losing as much money. Okay, we're still losing a lot of money. We do well. We do well. One of the things you can do in this game is hire big armies. Ah, you like the politics guy. I like city builders too, so I probably like this game. Well, you mentioned politics, sir. Where is it here? Oh, not the massage parlor. They exist in this. It's got literally everything. But we have we should have an embassy. We have admin here. Where's the embassy? Trying to remember. I do actually have an embassy because there is diplomacy. There's actually courts. There's laws. You have nobility in this. Nobility will run a certain sector. It's quite a neat little game. What was I going to do? More admin. There's arenas where we can send people to go be slaughtered, like prisoners. They will go and just get done in, pretty much. There's a lot to this game. There's a lot to it. And what's interesting, the reason I want to play this today, is I can name sections. Okay? So we have Cosmore Mountains, which is sort of our mountain keep. I tried to make it a Dondorian area, but it's where all of our gemstones are mined. Yep, we can name quarters. Get ready for this. So, we have the Cosmore Mountains. We have Sam's Mechanics, which is a mechanical industry area. No name for the pastures, so that's up for grabs. We have Sycon This Woods. Yeah, speaks for itself. Moko's Dung Heap, which is a mass grave. You've got, you might recognize this name, Bridges Bridge. Not a joke. And then you've got Warpath's Despair, which is a prison. And then I've got Noble Island, but I haven't named that. So there's areas up for grabs. So who wants an area named after them? So we've got the Little Town. I don't know what to call this. It's basically where it's where our insane asylums are. So who wants the asylum? If anyone can think of anything quippy and short, I'll name it after you. Whatever you want. So this area, we've got a very long road. That's up for grabs. Whoever wants it. You've got the farming area up for grabs. So I can just drop names down in areas, which is really silly, and I love it. And I love naming areas after people. Also, the arena. The arena's open. Napoleon's Arena, Ares Arena. Ares Arena, that'd be quite cool. Works with the name. Oh, someone died to the cold. Oh, that's not good. Right. Let me build a hearth. Because we haven't got a big enough hearth system around here. Build that there. Build a hearth here, and we'll also build a well just in case people get thirsty. Well, oh, I don't want to build it like that. Whoops. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. Yeah, I'm doing well myself. Obviously, this game will sound very complicated. It is. But I've been playing it since launch, pretty much. Well, not from launch, but for many, many years. So I've got used to it. In this game, we're currently 80 years in. All of our first generation have passed on. And we made some mistakes. Cities should be like 2 paths wide, for example. So it's interesting. And interestingly enough, I can see who's in the stream. And I don't mean that in a pervy way. Mike, are you watching this? I have a feeling my brother-in-law is in watching this just because I saw Luke Skywalker and there's only one person that could be. And that's my brother-in-law. Hey, Mike and Gina. Hello, Harry. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right. I can sense it. I can sense it. Hey, Mike! Woo! Oh wow, this is cool. Yeah, she's even alive. So as a lawyer, so I want to be a lawyer. I know. So you can't necessarily be the lawyer, but you can run the area. Let me show you. So I can't set someone to be a lawyer in this game. You're just sort of like the overlord of the town. So you are a chair, which will sound really weird, but you are this chair. You're the throne. It's your seat of power. So if you lose that, the game's over. Okay, so your city can be attacked. It will be attacked. No, the fruit fields. I know. We get over it. We actually get given so much fruit in taxes that we don't need to worry about fruit anymore. But yeah, basically with the law in this game, it's just when you trial someone, like I could go to the prison now and say, hey, you war captive, you're sentenced to death. You can do that without it being an issue. So for example, so they're a bit different, but say this person's in for theft, not a war captive. War captives, you can do whatever you want to. But say this person's in for theft, if we were to punish them and they were innocent, you'd get into a bit of bother. But when they go for trial, it proves whether they're innocent or not. And because you've had that, whatever you do to them, they're okay with. So it's interesting. But we'll make our people happy because I can see they're a bit low on law at the moment. We'll let one person go free. We will pardon someone. Makes them a little bit happier. You want him to have a British accent? Okay, that's awesome. I saw this realize my text is appearing really white because of the snow. Whoops. Let me let me zoom out a little bit. Does this thing want to have a British accent? I don't think he's got many. King Lat's literally. So our town is called Alsindor, which was named by one of our viewers. I can't remember who named it though, to be quite honest. Harrison is listening. British accent, can't have that. So again, I cannot emphasize enough, but my like 5.5-month-old nephew is watching this right now. So the language must be clear. If anyone swears, they get banned. I have a really bad cough. Mm. Now I'm going to make this noble island. So this area I'm trying to block off because I want to put the throne here and put the fences on, so it's safer. Where can I name areas? You need to put on videos of the top 100 like British comedians in the sea. Let it fester. Let it fester. Also, why did I just have 17 people pop the bucket? What's happened here? Pop the bucket, kick the bucket. It's fine. I bet something just this just opened. That's why. Your people will just automatically run into a job even if there isn't enough people to do that job. Just because. What they're doing with admin, by the way, is you'll notice on this map we have loads of cities. If they're green, they're ours. So these are ours up to Healer, all the way to Bridges Peace. And I like to name them after people. So let's just click Jong. For example, Jong can upgrade, but when I upgrade, you'll see when I hover over it uses organization. That organization is the administration that we develop in our main city. And to grow towns, you need administration. Otherwise, you're in trouble. But as they grow, they start to give you more taxes. They can give you items. So, for example, if I click here, it tells you what is being delivered right now. If I click here, it tells me what all of the towns deliver. So I have 3 towns giving me fruit, 1 grain, 1 fish, 1 cotton, 1 vegetables. So we can offset all of our food production because we use this sort of river to produce all. Because this is a freshwater river, this is a saltwater. Obviously, the ground is barren here, but with the freshwater, it's very fertile. So there's a lot to this game, honestly. Very neat little game. And I hope to have some nice bloody combat soon. So I can show you. Similar, yeah, but every town is colonized. You can't just go off and take a region. You have to fight for it. Usually, by this point in the game, I have so much money I use mercenary armies because if I lose 20 troops, I'm barely having 4 people to do a job. So if I lose 20, I'm going to be 20 in the hole. Well, 16. So you have to kind of balance that. They won't reproduce naturally. There has to be a nursery that grows babies, essentially, for fruit. Great exchange. Here's some fruit as a baby. But yeah. But you have to worry about how people eat, whether they're bathing. You know, if it's a hot day, they're going to want to go jump off in cold water or go to a bathhouse or something like that. So it's interesting. They want taverns, they want housing, so they will live together, but they will want their own items to upgrade the housing. It's very interesting on that front. If you give people clothes, they'll stay warm. If you give them tools, they'll do their job better. You give them enough weapons, they'll fight very well. If I show you up here, there should be a training house somewhere. Aha, there it is. So here we have the military training. Obviously, when they go into combat, they'll have higher stats, so they're better at fighting. Very good. And normally I'd have been attacked by raiders by this point, and been able to show it off, but for some reason, we're okay. Rarely. How are we gonna do this? And there's also a research tree in this game. As you can see, it's quite extensive. It's just into what you can build, upgrades, if things are more productive. It's quite interesting. We've got majority of important things, but there are bits we can gain. Say health is one of the most important. When your people are happy, they're happy and they... Oh no, it's very similar to Rimworld. It's just very... It's much more larger scale than Rimworld. It's like Grand City Builder versus Small City Builder, if that makes sense. Obviously, Rimworld, you might have 10 people and that's a lot. This, you might have 10,000 and it's a good amount. you know. Right now, our city's 2,500. Obviously, with more than half of that, 1,500 being human. So we keep them as the main population. Oh, they've had a good day. Also, Mike, you'll laugh at this. There is, if you will, where is it? There's massage parlors. This, she can probably imagine what that is. That's a thing in this game, and I put it next to a physician, which I thought might give you a good giggle, and a graveyard in case it goes really badly. And I think the rarest resource in my town is actually mushrooms and eggs. So if you have mushrooms and eggs, you are a lord. Manor Lords vibe because the period, yes, it's more like Manor Lords, but more high fantasy. And I'm joined by Dingbat, the cat, who is sleeping behind me and jumping straight onto my dressing gown. Nice. All right, so areas, Napoleon, Nuke Skywalker. We have areas up for grabs for name. Would anyone mind if I put their names in? Now, if you don't want any areas here named, I will name a city after you. Okay, so if you don't feel like you want a town bit, I will name a city. And you're allowed to have both. Fine, this is something I like to do for my viewers live. And then if anyone comments on YouTube afterwards, I will also name an area after you if you would like. Also, Napoleon, have you been playing any more of Holdfast since we last spoke? Or saw each other on there, should I say? Trying to think of what my village will, what my city will need. Need more jewelry, but we are producing some. It's just very slow, as it is naturally, to be honest. Crazy part is my city doesn't actually produce weapons. We defeat so many enemies in combat that our weapon stores are always pretty much full, which is a crazy one. Other than armor, we do produce armor. We've had death. We've had a brawl. Someone fought another race. It isn't great. It's not what we're trying to have happen. Oh, mass graves are full. Not good. That's not good. I think our prisons are pretty full. I will take this prison and send them all to the arena. Bye-bye. Kind of just evens it out a little bit. I mean, look at that guy. He looks evil. Yeah, he's going to the arena. So people just jump into the water, enjoy themselves. But they enjoy themselves more if they go to a bathhouse that is operated. So it's warm and nice. There's a lot of factors to it. I'm just thinking, what do we need? So we get told if we have low housing, so there's homeless in the town, but there's not a big demand for housing at the moment. But our people are happy. Their loyalty is 120%. So that means that people actively will want to join. But why no immigration? What's up? Invasion. As the French tried to take a fort on the mountain. Ooh, nice. Good job. Good job. Got to play that nice guerrilla warfare on the Brits. Give them no mercy. Oh, I literally have a warehouse with no one in it and no radius, no upgrades. I don't know what I placed that down for. There's a toilet next to it and a restaurant. Right. Okay. I'll give you fruit. I'll give you vegetables. But surprisingly, we never have enough storage for any of this because we receive it as tribute. Just never enough room. So I'm hoping that ups it a bit, but I genuinely have no idea what this would be for. Oh, we have a crypt. I didn't even know that. What? It's cool. Oh no, so we can't really sell it like that. You can't sell a building, say. We can scrap it for the resources we produced it with, but we won't get money for it because it didn't cost us anything to build it. So buildings don't really cost you anything other than the base resource. So for example, the houses just cost me the wood in case it takes to make it. The arena cost me the cut stone, so there's a lot of stages to things. So, for example, the cut stone, I have a stone quarry. Straight behind the stone quarry are the masonries, which then break down the stone, and then the warehouse to collect it. And then that warehouse will have direct connection links to warehouses in the center of the city, like a major hub. There's a few of them, to be honest. Like areas like this, you'll see these like army supplies and things like that, where they will be connected, and then they're transported around the town to where they need to be. There's some like I have an iron mine here and coal mine, and then I directly link these to be transported over here, which is our industrial region. So this is where a lot of our our metals are smelted and then crafted into things like armor or mechanical parts, like engineering bits, things like the town will need. And the reason this became it is because it's a major like mining hub for our town. But when these have an accident, oh, the day have an accident and take out half the town, which isn't great. But we live with it. We've grown used to it by this point. Oh, my favourite part of the city. It is Noble Island. It's got to be. So this island area is still being built, but this is Noble Island. Noble Island is sort of work in progress that I just love the idea of. And the entire idea of this is I will move the main city part here. And once I learn city wall defences, I will have this station with troops. And this was where all my nobles will live, and then I can defend it because it's only accessible by one bridge because of the deep water. And no other angle can access this. Physically, you couldn't get here if you wanted to, so it's interesting. But you can never cut off your throne, for example. So if I put all my troops here, it would take them a while to get in if I ever get attacked. And it kind of diverts away from the main city, because if this was attacked, they'd burn all the houses down. But because I've made this out of stone, it'll be okay. But this is definitely an area which I like. I like the layout of... Basically, yeah, it's just that textbook, defensive, wall, looks good, feels good. I like it. I like it very much. Let me just execute another bunch of prisoners. It increases my law, so you have a law stat, where it's like, are people obedient? Are they not? If you execute all of them, it's okay. It's okay. It's not, but it's just what it is. It's a game. I need a janitor over here. I don't think there's going to be any work. So janitor basically keeps buildings in top-notch shape. So we need those. I'll make this out of wood while it's here. It's fine on its own. Uh-oh, no, it was an accident. So your people have to worry about a few things, but nothing crazy. But all you need in an area, if you have people going there, is a well, a hearth, and a... Well, not hospital. Well, hearth. That's pretty much it. That's your basic like sort of need for a group of people in this game. Because they will get cold, they will need water. So they're the big two. And then a janitor will kind of upkeep an area of buildings. Here will not be upkeeping. Because it's quite expensive to build material wise, I would love it to be upkept well. And so when we've had an accident, you'll see that there's death marks and there's injuries. So the injured will go to hospital and be treated, and they'll actually be surgery. They will receive surgery if needed. But others will just die basically on impact. It will happen. It's just how this game goes. Interestingly, it's interesting. It's good. Even if you do every precaution in the book to make sure people are okay, people still get hurt. Kind of like real life. Yeah, you can try and cover every angle, but eventually something goes wrong. Yes, we have the best healthcare system. We have everything unlocked. So we have it in multiple stages. So the food is good and mixed, so people are healthier. and that does have an effect, nutrition. So if you just had one type of food, they would get sick. Where is it? Let me click on a person going around their day to day. So it's like they'll have multiple things. So you'll have fighting, arena, bathing, bowel movement, doctor, grooming, socialization, massage, news, drama, well, food, drink, swim, sacrifice, worship, shopping, and then other bad things. And then fulfillment. So they will want to feel fulfilled in their day. So it's like they want to make sure they have certain access to things, and this makes them happy. This makes them sad if they don't have access to. So they'll have like things in storage. They'll be like, all right, I want this in my storage, and if I have this in my storage, I feel really good in my house. If I don't have it, I'm going to be really upset, and I'll revolt. Like I've seen earlier in the game, like many. So this will be on YouTube, like part 15, 16. I were quite far into it. When it was in like part 1 or 2, I had like revolts in the city. I had like mobs running the street because I didn't tech into guards by that point. So it was just a free for all. We had murders everywhere. It was terrible. Now, like you can't get away with anything intentionally because we have guards everywhere. Any town, any area will have these little guard posts, which are always manned to the full effect and cover a fairly wide radius. So they're good. They're good. They stop our people murdering each other. Which is very important in a very big multi-species town where not everyone's necessarily going to get on. Then you'll see we have highways where people are pushing along delivery goods. So in this case, vegetables, just for people to eat. Now, you see how they're running into each other and they slow down? That's why we make it 2-lane, but for some reason they don't care. But this is like a highway, so people move naturally quite quickly. Yeah. Obviously, if you were down like a mud path, it's going to be a lot slower. Yes. So because I'm a nation which attacks others, not every other nation isn't particularly keen on me. But I pieced a few of them. I think this one. So this one's minus 1%. The rest. So look at that, minus 1,276%. So this nation hates me, but there's a very big but. If you make a gap between you and the enemy's nation, they cannot attack you. Because no, they don't just jump a nation. So this one could attack me. It's minus 174 and actually has a direct link to Bridges Peace. But Bridges Peace is actually quite a strong settlement because it's maxed out and this produces a lot of money. It's not actually that strong, actually, interesting enough. But I could recruit an army there if need be. Because my main nation, Alsindor's here, I can send a boat directly there if need be. Generally not. Oh, there is no need. That's fine. In the worst case scenario, if I was to end up back at war, I could build a wall around it. So it's quite an interesting game in that front. Army-wise, I'll show you my armies. I'll just give you an idea of what this can look like. Obviously, when we get into a fight later, I'll show you it properly. Let me muster the men. Muster. There we go. We'll give them a second. So when I get them here, you'll see these markers film up. That is because we have archers in our army, and that's their range. So archers actually have a fairly realistic range in this game where they can really annihilate the enemy sides if you get on their bad bit. Right, people are running in. It does take them a while to form up, just because you've got to think they've got to muster all together, and they've got to head in. Very total war. And every troop is that. So while I do this, my city's production will grind to a halt essentially because they've just lost 179 workers. And look at that. They will all have to run, get their armor and weapons, and then go and form up. Okay. But with our units, they're so elite that if they end up in combat, they hold their own massively compared to units that could be 5-6 times their size. So it's very interesting. Now, I'm going to just unequip them now, but this should give you a good idea. No, I want to show you, because this is our army. Now, this is a really small army. This is just our little defense army. In the worst case scenario, our kingdom gets crushed. We need people there. That's where they exist. Now, realistically, because I have so much money, when I think it's time to go to war, I will hire mercenaries. And then there's always mercenaries ready for money. Now, obviously, they cost 250,000, 361,000. Way too expensive when you start the game. But here's how you make money in this if you ever play it. You go to war with a nation, you attack them, then you say, I will give you peace for money. You don't get money for actually invading. Like, you get nothing for taking a city, pretty much. If anything, it costs you. But you gain a lot of money when you take an area over. Or peace them for that. Because they go, you know what, I'm so afraid of you, I'll give you 30 million for peace. And you go, okay, the mercenaries that cost me 300,000 or 3 million all of a sudden seem very cheap, considering you can make millions upon millions from them. And then they can't go to war with you for quite a while. So it's good, actually. It's actually really good. Cheeky, but good. Now, I notice there's not a lot of work being done here. So what I can do, I can place a workstation here and here. So a workstation, that's a place for. That just means that people class it as a job, per se, and they'll come here to work said job, and that means they'll just do stuff around here, and that's bringing stuff over. Now, obviously, you've got to think they've got to bring that from here, 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 all the way up. They can probably grab some stone from here, but realistically, they're having to then run into the city and find those resources. Now, they automatically know where they're going. They don't just wander, but I think they have to go that far to get anything. So it does take time to build stuff down there. But we also have like archery ranges. We've got arenas for combat. Again, the massage parlors, the physicians if they have back injury, asylums for. There's mental health in this game, so if people are treated very badly, their mental health will decline. That's just a way of healing them. Even though you are essentially locking them in a cage. There's toilets as well. Yeah, people have to go to toilet in this game. That in depth. This is the nursery I was talking about. You put fruit and a baby on a bed for enough time, and it will create an adult. Lumber industries. Again, there's a lot. I'm telling you. Literally. Well, we've got. Oh, look at that little island behind. That's more. This is more Peace Island size. To be fair, it's going to be a struggle to name any area Peace Island because we're literally one of the most like barbaric, warlike nations in the world. Aha! Aha ha ha! A raid, I say. Beautiful. So a small force, paying the sum is a safe bet, but declining might lead to trouble. Always leads to trouble. So they're saying, hey, no harm will come to you if you give us this, which is a ridiculous amount of resources. We decline, they'll turn up in a day. I wouldn't normally hire mercenaries for this, but for the occasion we might as well. Now, I won't hire too many just because of what it is, but I'll hire a few. Let's look at how many men these units have. So it's 45 Dondorians. Let's get the Defilers and oh god. Let's get the two groups, and we'll leave those in case we do actually end up at war with a fairly major faction, because you don't always want to recruit if you don't need to. Then we'll recruit those for 118,000 and have them march to our city. So they have to, this is a really key thing I've learned, they have to actually go into your city, otherwise they won't appear in your defense. So they're technically in my city, but they're not at the same time. Like, I won't see them on the map here, but they are here. Okay? That's confusing, but trust me, it makes sense in a second. So eventually they're going to come and attack. Now, I always do a little save just before anything like this happens. I also haven't saved in a little while. Because, I mean, I'm always open. I will save scum if something goes terribly wrong. I will go back and try and make it work. I'm not going to lose, like, what is the best part of probably a 50, 60 hour playthrough to a mistake now. Or at least learn from it. Oh, I'll show you combat soon. And combat is very bloody in this game. Surprisingly so. Our construction here should actually be speeding up quite significantly now. Purely, yeah, there it is. They're starting to build stuff purely because they have people heading down now. So over time, it does go up. It does speed up. I'll probably, to be honest, the way the city's going and the way it's expanding this way. Obviously, it can't expand up because of the pastures. Let's fight. So if you leave it, they will actually come to your city to attack and rob. They'll kidnap people. They'll do everything. But you can go and meet them in combat. In open field, which is ideal, actually, or very big wooded lands. Okay, you're going to see it. This is their force. Lots of small units, very few of them. This is my force. So I've overdone it a little bit. What I'm going to do is you want to pull back your units and let the mercenaries fight. So you always have to protect your throne. Your throne will technically be in combat all times. And I wouldn't say poor raiders. They had their chance. They decided to attack us. They've made their choice. So, right now, we're going to go fight them. I'm going to charge these guys in. So even though they're archers, oh no, they're not archers. Oh no, these are the archers. Sorry, whoop. We're going to charge them. Okay. And I think that's funny. Gold represents the best armor, so the archers have better armor than the melee troops, which I think is ironic. So these guys, we're going to say, hey, charge, go get them, tigers. These guys are just going to do their thing. Okay. So I send them in like this. They'll just auto start shooting. I'm going to see these two lines hit in a second. There we go. Men are falling over. They're fighting. Doesn't matter us because they're not our troops at the end of the day. So they can fight while they cannot. You see how they just hear that? That was an archery volley. That's an arrow volley going in. And you see that that's our troops at the back line sending in arrows. Now, arrows are lethal in this game. They will absolutely decimate enemy units. And we've just accidentally arrowed our own guy in the back, but then ours, it's fine. It's okay. Now the arrow's coming in. Well, they've hit something else. So they have their own archery unit, I think, in the trees. No, they're not archers. Why are they just sat in the trees? Interesting. What I'm going to do, because they're taking quite a while, I'm just going to send in the huge army to go and wrap this up. And also put them into tight formation. Actually, we'll hold. We'll hold. What I'll do, I'll take our archers and just let them keep firing. I'll actually start beaming some units. Oh, they are, actually. They're doing quite well. Literally. It's like, oh yeah, we're a really peaceful band. Do you want to help us? It's like, oh, you didn't offer us any resources. We're going to invade you now. And I like the idea that a group of what? 50 people have decided, no, so about 100, 7,500 have decided, you know what, we're going to invade the city of 2,500 with a standing army of a few hundred and capacities to hire as many mercenaries as they want. You see how they're charging? They get very desperate. Because if you shoot them too much, they'll start to break and they'll leave a charge or do something silly. So the little Dondorian unit. Now, there's not a lot of visual aspects. Now, you can tell which species they are because the colouring will be different. Like, they look orcish-ish. Like, they look like dwarven. They look like dwarves. So they're Dondorians, yeah. They look like dwarves. So they appear somewhat shorter. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, honestly. But my ideal is if we come away with no losses. Ever. That's like the hope. We're going to charge our dwarves into their dwarves, and our archers are going to absolutely pepper them. They don't care. Oh, and it looks like they've broken. We should have won. Oh no, someone's still fighting. Someone here is still fighting. No, is anyone still around to fight? Oh, they're kind of reforming in the trees a little bit. So they're in the trees. That's why our archers have stopped firing. They can't shoot into the woods. And the moment they leave the woods, they get volleyed immediately. So our Dondorians will go, and you see how they're starting to like stab each other? Like a London high street. They just get to it. I think that's that. Yes. Victory. Obviously, look how small that encounter was. You know, a few hundred, and there's blood everywhere. You can get into encounters of thousands upon thousands of troops with artillery. It can be crazy. And we took a load of prisoners. We took 50 prisoners, just over 50. So there we go. And we lost basically no one by the looks of it. We might have lost like 3 or 4, but it's fine. Yeah, we lost none. We actually we're up on army. Yeah, it's messy. It's messy work. And then what I do whenever we get in a big prisoner amount like that is I go into our main war prison, which is full, and we execute everyone to make space for new prisoners. Yeah, that's the game we're playing. Now, if I was playing a different type of playthrough, I could sell them all into slavery and make some really good money, but I don't do slavery in this playthrough. Don't get me wrong, we'll be brutal to the enemies in this, but we are not slavers. So no, an interesting little way to go around that. Not prisoner abuse. Executions are fine in this world. So yeah, that's our nation. Now, what area do you want named after you, Rebo? So I've been calling you Napoleon the entire time now. I call you Rebo. So there's areas up for grabs. What are we feeling? Oh, someone got beaten to death in the rest home. Oh no. Kill all the prisoners. They're like, no, they're other war prisoners though. So it'd be like that. Look, there's two in here. Look how beaten up he is with his little swollen eye. He's like, please no. War captive. He's gonna go to the arena instead. And for reference, whenever they get executed, they get dumped into these giant mass graves, which isn't great. I mean, our like executionary must be working overtime. Look at him; he's just busy. That is a person hanging. Yeah, that's the type of game this is. It's quite graphic, but pixel art sort of way. Yeah, what area do you want named after you? So obviously there's a few openings. As mentioned earlier, we've got a farming area. We've obviously Noble Island's taken. That is not up for grabs. But we've got obviously our little town here. It's like a brewery town. No, it's a weaving town mainly. Also, we're just out of space. So I needed to build like a middle area for that. You can reserve a space for the future. What space would you like? Obviously, this will eventually be filled in with city, ideally. That's the plan. Just to mention my plan as well, I plan on building a wall that runs down from here, a wall here, and then a wall on this side, and then probably to block up any pass through the mountain. But other than that, our land is actually really well defended. Or at least there's not many places you can come to invade our land. Oh, I'll name you after the court. I'll name the courthouse area after you now. So this is the courthouse. Not probably gonna make anymore, just because it's really expensive to do. Napoleon's Court. So how we do that? I click this. I click the hotspot, and then I rename it. Napoleon's Court. And then when I zoom out, there it is. And obviously, Mocco's dung pit close, but there we go. There's an area. Gina Harrison. I don't know if you're watching this right now, but if you feel like an area, as humble Twitch viewers, you get an area yourselves. This is the game that's not going to be for everyone. Did you call us hairy? No, the humble viewers that you are, not hairy viewers. British school, mate. British school. Understand there's English folks. Oh wow, we actually finished that wine production. Harry, no, humble viewers, not Harry. Oh, that's fair. That is fair. I'll be honest, I can't tell who's like watching right now. If it's Gina, Mike, or both. The Mr., the Mrs., or both. I feel like it. I can't tell. You both type the same. I feel like this is more a Gina activity. Oh, it's Mike and... Oh, it's Mike! Oh my god! You know, Mike, we've spoken... we spoke more in this chat than we have in the last year, Mike, on WhatsApp. Oh. No. Sorry, this is the first time they've ever been in. Don't worry about that, Napoleon. No, so yeah, this is literally my brother-in-law. And my nephew. Pretty cool, to be honest. They are in Canada. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I don't know why she's not letting you in the WhatsApp chat now. Oh, bless. That's funny, man. My mother's not in there anymore. Oh, God.
Maggie.
Yeah. There's a lot of layers to it. But yeah, I genuinely, Gina tells me that, you know, little Harry listened to the stream. She like puts them on, so I make sure to swear as little as possible, if ever. Sometimes I might slip out, don't get me wrong, but I try to avoid it just because I know he might end up watching, and I'm like, I'm not letting his little British accent be affected by my foul mouth. And obviously, I'm going to be seeing you guys soon enough. So exciting times. Exciting times. I need to give them more workers. And they are understaffed massively. Also, by the sound of it, Napoleon, my nephew, lets out some of the biggest dumps known to man. Very impressive. Like the uncle. Also, Mike, because you're a subscriber, you get my subscriber only chat. So if you like click that little face icon down in the bottom of the text bar, you'll actually get like subscriber emotes, which will probably be my face. It's my face and Dingbat. Dingbat being not asleep, pretending to be asleep, but she's looking at me behind me, but not in a good view for the camera. What to do? We haven't really got up to too much. We've had that one fight, but it's just it is a waiting game sometimes, to be honest. So in this screen, I don't think I've got any cities ready to upgrade, admittedly. Or that are like free to. I forgot to disband this army. Whoops, they will charge. That's one thing you need to remember to do is disband them, otherwise they will just absolutely siphon off money. Okay, so channel points. Channel points will be that sort of like blue thing. So there's like two things you can use. You can either use bits or channel points. Now bits are paid and they might give you some like exclusive premium thing. But channel points are just something you earn by being a viewer. Just watching the channel earns you points. So, for example, if you click drink water and activate that, it will show you something cool. Now I can refund you the points after if you do so. And I need to figure out how because I know Warpath did it for me. But if you click that, you'll see a unique feature. Should be a pop-up. Should, if I set it up correctly. I'm not sure, though. Yes, there you go. Redeem, drink water. I didn't set the pop-up correctly because nothing has happened on screen, but now we'll drink water. Simple as, right? Normally they're a bit cooler. So, for example, you might have an option to redeem a subscriber-only emote. So that allows you to maybe put in pictures of Dingbat on my face. It'll give you a random one. So there's things like that. Yeah. Forgive me, I set that up. I tried to set that up this morning on the bus. Clearly it hasn't worked, but it's fine. It's just meant to be ways that you can interact without having to obviously pay money, which is a really big one. Yeah, it's cool. Obviously, I'm still setting everything up, so sorry about that. There's a lot to do on this, and I have no idea about, so I have to go through with Warpath and a few others to figure out what everything does. I got water. It's just like hydration, right? It's just meant to be like a little reminder, like, hey, you haven't drunk water in like an hour. Go drink something. Go take a stretch. Hmm. Now, so I'm unsure what to do with this part today. Because I'm also really, really tired. I've realised I'm actually exhausted today, which isn't great. I'll figure that out. What have they got? Oh, they have got jewels. So the people will want certain things. Oh, you just highlight it. Yeah. That's one of the redeem things, isn't it? Oh, I'll be yeah, highlight message, nice. But yeah, I will be soon. I'll probably head to sleep soon and the stream. Just because I'm tired today. It's been a long day. I did the late shift today. But I had to start early. So I did the long day. But oh no, don't worry. You'll learn more by being here. And thank you for being here, by the way. I know obviously you joined in through Holdfast, but I hope you've been enjoying the streams, Napoleon. Now, I'm assuming because of Discord, your name's Jace. I don't know. I said this again yesterday, but I don't know if you prefer Jace or not. But if you do, I can refer to you as Jace. It's completely up to you. Because I always like to, give you a comfort zone. However you want to be referred to, I'll do so. Slavers, no. We have no slaves. Let's see, slaves are big money. If we were to take 500 slaves, that's a few million. Like, oof. Especially on some of the more expensive species. Now, what we're aiming for is to get a nation so good and popular that we can invite in the Argonosh or the Cantors, which are like these higher level of races, which, when they're in your towns, don't really cause chaos, but they're very strong and they will mess people up. Like the Argonosh are like a warrior race, which obviously first war of gods, so they will absolutely annihilate your enemies in combat, but they don't mix with people very well and they cause a lot of dread. So if they are near people, they'll kick off. For example, the Cantors, mythical giants, there's not many of them left, but they excel in battle again. Hmm. Jace Mage. Okay. Robo Napoleon. I appreciate that. Yeah, literally, genuinely, whether it's Robo, Napoleon, Jace Mage, whatever you prefer, it's up to you. No, nothing to be sorry about. Genuinely nothing to be sorry about. Because we're still deciding on an area, obviously I named the courthouse, but you'll get Blazon. Which I can rename for here. No, here? Here. There we go. Oh, I've actually added hyphen. Right, and we'll name. But I can't rename our city because that's been named. That was like a vote. New Napoleon City, of course. My apologies, sir. New Napoleon City. Done. Let's see, can I upgrade New Napoleon City? Because it's actually really bad. I have no admin. Right, that's what I was upgrading. Got it. let me head back here. So you would have seen earlier I ran out of people to run the new admin place. That's why I need new people in the admin place because get more people. That new admin place will then produce more admin, naturally. And then with that admin, I can do upgrade to towns and villages and cities and whatnot. So obviously, this place is not happy at the moment. They're really upset because I haven't been able to upgrade anything. Once I'm able to, we're going to see some very big changes. Okay. Now, where... Ooh, gold could be attacked. This is quite good. I'll call this Mike Ambersand Harry. Mike and Harry. You're apparently mad right now, yes. Everyone else is a smile. That is a joke. I mean, look how happy that is. Look how bombastic side eye that is. That looks very upset. We are too off being able to really do anything there. Don't worry. We'll assist your town as quickly as possible, sir. My apologies. So we're always in this sort of constant gain and loss of people. We can make as many nurseries as we want, but they will never be able to produce enough people. They're good at sort of a minor upkeep. So it's like with 1.59 population, but with actual population 2.66. That number on the left represents adults. This represents total, including children. So we have 38 retirees, 64 recruits, and 70 children in the town. So recruits are like troops, I think. And then you'll have like people who are going to school and all this other stuff. Schooling isn't super important in this game, sadly. That's the only thing I've noticed. It helps them with some jobs, like admin. It gives them a little boost, but it's not really great. To be honest, it doesn't really do anything. All right, perfect. We have points. We can upgrade, so I can upgrade the town. This allows more workers in the town. Obviously, I need to upgrade this as well. This allows more people, but it also allows me to put in a public stocks, which all of a sudden makes people much happier. Well, you're always going to have immigration. So I'd say like 99% of this is probably immigration. Sycon, woo! How are we doing? Sycon, we're joined by some very special guests, not just Robo, Napoleon, and yourself. We're joined by my brother-in-law and nephew today. So we've got to make this extra special. So Sycon's area is Sycon this woods. So keeping it nice and PG. Hey, yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. If you guys give me just one moment, I'm gonna go quickly get a drink. This will be going a little while, and I'm gonna quickly run a 1 minute ad. So sorry, Napoleon, you're about to get blasted for a second here. Oh no, I can't. It's running one apparently. Oh, I didn't do that. Hydration. Yes. Yes, indeed. I'll be back. Oh, I've accidentally just nearly crashed my stream. Back in just 1 second. I literally. My tap is just off screen. You'll probably hear me. And there's Dingbat. Hello, kitty. Ooh, sorry. I am back. Also, I didn't actually play ads there. I think it just went, you need ads, bang. So sorry about that. If I don't play enough, Twitch just kind of takes over and just plays them. If you're a subscriber, you don't see them. If you're not, like yourself, Napoleon, you get bombarded, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Oh my god. Right, let's go and see where it was. It's normally a mine. If there's a major incident, it is a mine. So that's why I try and build. There's a hospital in this town, I think. Oh, is there not? Oh, did I not build a hospital here in the end? Eee. Being treated? I swear I built one nearby. Oh no, they have to run to the main. Oh my god. That's terrible. Uh-oh. That's really bad. Oh god. That's why we're minus 22. Wow, I think we're 2 accidents in a row. So that's really, really bad. Sorry about that. Whoops, my people. Whoops. I need to make the Nondorians happy. I think it needs to be over 80% for immigration. So I'm not too sure why they're unhappy at the moment. Oh, religious-wise, they're not happy. Wow, we had a lot of deaths to accidents. So, here's a way we can offset that. Go to the research, and here. Work safety. Reduces it, but it doesn't neglect it completely. It doesn't suddenly disappear, sadly. We have propaganda in this game as well. There's quite a lot of things in this. Advertisements, which increases our immigration pool. Might as well do. Oh, that's 2,500, basically. There's a lot of things. So there's like, oh god, you have indoctrination. I have schools. Schools can do one of two things. It can either indoctrinate people or actually educate them. It's quite a few layers. There's spoilage. There's maintenance. There's like production quotas. There's so many little things that you can spec into to learn. So there's a lot to this game. There is a lot. Jewelry making, there's like crafting, there's like archery, bows, tools, weapons. There's a lot. I haven't even specced into universities or libraries. I'm educating. I am educating. Don't worry. I'm not that bad yet. I mean, ever. Ever. Having dungeon. Yet? No, don't worry about it. Psychon knows. Right. So that's unclaimed. Why is that unclaimed? They should be doing that. Let me just remove these. Bump, 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 bump. Let's just build one like here. Average president. A. Put 2 there and see if they get on with it. So there's no one new here, so I won't do the ad. But normally, when I'm going for my ad presidential behavior, they come out. And oh, that the ad reads get fun. Now, you're going to notice something. I've just realized this. You see this little green bit here? A region can be upgraded. So your region pops up saying, hey, you can upgrade this. Okay. So we can take it from a small town, which is so it's classing it as the main one. So we can up its workforce. Now, its workforce is what allows us to build other areas. Now, you'll notice immediately I upgrade these. So it takes workforce, but it allows more capacity. So they're really important. And now what I also have is the ability to build stuff. You know, I have the ability to trade stuff, build stuff in. It's really up to us how we want to do it. But we now have access to food and production here. So I could say, hey, I want this town to produce opiates. You know, it might sound crazy, but we need them for our medical system. But they don't produce a lot. Whereas they might be able to produce a load of food or vegetables, you know. So our food production is really high. Because in this game, you're not going to produce all the food yourself, ever. You know, that's just the truth of it. You're going to end up bringing in a lot of it. So it's interesting. Increase the toll when trading. Let's do that now. Keep our people happy enough. Even we cannot raise the taxes at all. Okay, understood. So we'll do that, and our admin will be down, but our people will be happy. Well, in this town, they should eventually be happy. It's on a positive, so eventually that will go up. People will be happy. Yeah. This is a town that needs the roads, admittedly. I don't know why I forgot to add roads here. Yeah, there's interesting parts of this. Oh my goodness, stop having accidents. I decree it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to build even more nurseries to try and offset it with babies and make babies quickly. Is there another route? No, I was gonna say, can't we? I mean, there's a nursery. Might as well build another next to it. Next to the arena, they can get a good view. Babies, you fight and die. Fight and die. Oh, I need hospitals everywhere, to be quite honest with you. Now, what I actually need, that's a good point, in this city, once this upgrades again and has enough people, or admin, should I say, I'll make this probably an opioid producer. Sounds crazy. Oh, actually, I won't. It doesn't produce. I thought it had green. It didn't. What will I make this city? What am I going to make here? I'm not sure yet. But basically, every city will have something it specializes in. Whereas some of these more mountainous cities, like gold, they can produce sometimes metals and stuff. This one doesn't, annoyingly. Why can I not upgrade you? I just not have enough points. Okay, they're happy enough. It's a sort of like a balance. Oh, but they're really good at producing opioids. Sorry, it's this town. So I can upgrade that to max. And then go, hey, done. So now they're going to make me stuff. And they're going to make it, which might not seem great, but it helps me offset the hospitals. Because in a hospital, in this game, I need two things. I need cloth, produce an excess. So I've got loads of it. I've got thousands. Opioids, not so much. I only have like 780. When you consider I need to use multiple per person, I can't even heal my full population if they were to become ill. So that's what we need. Ah, yes. So here's an interesting part of it. Your people can actually get addicted. But, and this is a very key bit, we monitor because of our law, we're fine. But it can actually be a thing in this game. It's very interesting. But crime, it's not too in-depth, to be honest. It's just they'll just commit a crime and then they'll be caught. There was a mass murder, though, at one point, quite grimly. Someone was going around murdering all the children. That was a real thing that happened in this game. And they couldn't be caught. And it was like almost like detective level where we were getting these reports coming in and popping up on the screen being like, they've killed another X amount of people in this area. We need to catch them. And eventually we caught them and they were just executed. We discovered it. They went to trial, absolutely murdered. Well, I would say murdered. We executed them for their crimes. And the people were suddenly happy again. But in that time, we had no immigration because people were just too worried to come to the city. Little things like that, purely because we had low law. That's why every now and then I'll execute someone. Because it keeps law high, it keeps people happy. No, it was literally a Jack the Ripper. Like, I think they called it a Ripper as well. So yeah, there's a lot to it. So let me build another hospital in that lower town. So for a hospital, you've seen me place some bits, but you haven't seen me place something like this. So I'll build the hospital just outside. Okay? I'll build a small one. They don't have to be big. So build it here. But you then have to place the beds. Now, that might not seem like much, but you have to place everything in this game. Physically everything. What's the issue here? Oh, okay, I didn't realise. The building's slightly too big. Let me reduce it a layer. Will that do? Yeah, there we go. There, and we'll do that. Perfect. Do an entrance here, 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 and here. Cool. Done. So they'll build that in their own time, fairly quickly though. So this is one of the loyal towns. We don't accept those because they'll lose a relationship with us. Otherwise, we don't need the 200k, we're fine. So our people just jump in and get to work. And we also just want to check our taxes. Okay, we're losing 100k a day. But we're fine. We're fine. We don't use it on anything. Ah. Oh. Look at that number. Huge force. Exactly what we want to see. That is going to be fun. Right. Save, most definitely. Let's get to war. Let us get to war. Right. Let's recruit an absolute legion because a huge army, it will actually be huge. And look at that. Mercenaries galore. What's the most expensive? 465,000 for 13 humans? Absolutely not. That is a scam. If that was like hundreds, I'd have been like, yeah, but I was noticing it was low. A few of these are going to be injured bands, though, like the ones we've got rid of. So that's 200 Crotonians done. Yeah, non-profit organized. I didn't even notice they were called the Deathbringers. That's really funny. So the Deathbringers came and said, hey, give us money. Those, let's get those. We'll probably actually need quite a few for this, especially because these are smaller units generally. I mean, look at that. They want us to hire them. There's 2 of them. Like, no chance. A lot of these are actually really smashed up. I'm actually quite shocked. Oh, wow, that's 500k for 25. Wait. What's up? Dragon guy? Oh, which one? There's the Wrath of the Sea, the Riders of Ick, the Deathbringers, other Deathbringers. Yeah, different ones, different ones. It's the same guys. No, yeah, they're different ones. It's just there's only so many name generations, so it'll just be like the or of the, and then a name. So you kind of do see a lot of the same units. Um, I don't know if this will actually be enough. I require them, but these units aren't very big. So if they break, if a unit breaks, it can demoralize everyone else. You don't really want to bulk it up with loads of small units because if they break, you're gonna be in more trouble than when you started. To be quite honest with you. Yeah, brother versus brother. We were the same. So in a battle like this, or any battles, I try and keep my own troops far away, sort of like a last resort. Because again, obviously, as you've seen, when we had the accidents at the mines, we lost a lot of infrastructure, and the process is shut down for a little bit. If I do that normally, I'll lose out on everything. If I lost my armies, I would lose 182 people. So, and then probably our lives because they would march on the city next. So if we lose the battle we have here against them, they would then march on the city. So there's a lot to it. So we got to be careful. I'll probably do this battle and then wrap up the stream, or come close to. Here we go. Let's attack them. Eventually, once I have walls all around the city, and we can actually eventually get trebuchets and catapults and like sort of defensive posts, we will get those up and fight at the base at our city. But for now, we won't. Okay, right. I might have overdone it a little bit. I thought their huge force was going to be like thousands because it might be very huge force. I might have misread that, but this is our force. There's a few, and then there's their force. Tactics in this game do work, but in this case, it's not really going to matter. There's our army. Let's pull them back. You guys chill out at the rear. And here's the mercenary army. You are hired for war. And I'm getting payment. Who's the archers in this? You're archers. You're archers. You're not. You're not. You are. You're not. I'm assuming you're not. No. There's actually quite a lot of archers in this. Let's get these guys formed up into a tight formation here. And let's get the archers kind of here. They need to be more open. Well, there's 237 of them. I can't take any risks. Any risks at all. I don't know how many... Oh, no, yeah. The mercenaries, 515. With my standing army, 699. But, we're here to win. This is our nation at risk. How could we put our people at risk? Couldn't. I'm also going to get all of these guys to volley one unit. Let's do, which is that? This will be probably one of their stronger units because they're in the, you can tell by the armor. The gold means they're in the highest tier armor. They're in heavy armor. Arrows are starting to come in. They're starting to bleed. Do you bleed? You will. So each of these units have like morale counters. They'll have like morale. They'll have stats. Okay. So when I hover over them, you'll see there's like a sword, there's a fist, there's like a sword, other swords. It's basically like how proficient are they with their weapons, how fast are they, how much morale do they have, will they fight hard, that sort of thing. So they're counter-archering, so we're going to archer their archers. Look at these guys. I mean, look at that. They haven't even seen the line and they're just being annihilated by archers. If it was an army I cared about, I would, treat it a bit differently. But with it being mercenaries, it doesn't really matter if we take losses, so I can just line it. But normally you might want to bait in an enemy unit, charge around. There's a lot of options there for you as the player. Also, what we can do, Let's bring our archers here. Let's run them up, because if we can hit them in the back, we can do a lot more damage. So that's one of the things you can do. There's quite a few ways to play this game. And obviously, our main army, completely unscathed. They're in the woods. You can't fire arrows into the woods, and vice versa. You can't fire arrows out of the woods. So if you have a big archer battle, you want it to be in the open plains. That is an ally unit that has broke, interestingly enough. Actually, just what I was trying to do earlier, I run them in, and then I can charge them. Let's get as many of them as possible, then charge. So they'll charge into their backs, and that starts to break a unit nice and quickly, because obviously they're now surrounded. Which is what you love to see. I mean, look at this. What intense combat. It's slaughtered. They're still getting volleyed in the back. Hunt these ones down. Get them. Obviously, this is a fairly bloody melee, but it's good. I'm going to move these guys off. I mean, look at all the corpses here. I'm going to have them charge after them. Charge. Charge. I mean, look at this. All of the corpses left behind, all the blood, all the different species. Yeah, it's very Total War-esque combat, honestly. But look at that, all the blood. You can tell which factions were fighting. You've got the purple blood, the red blood, the blue blood. All the different species bleed ever so slightly differently. Then you've got this one unit which you said, no, we'll stand and fight. Good luck with that. Oh, I play Total War. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Not so much now than I used to, because my computer's kind of old. The last game I really played, Total War-wise, all of the Warhammers. I played that, the Tom, the gentleman I was streaming thingy with, Holdfast. He was one of the players, the guy I was playing with. Me and him played a massive playthrough. 155 prisoners. One species, 25 the other. We're having mass executions. It's a public holiday. Come and watch us execute all the prisoners. War crimes. But no, Total War, Three Kingdoms, they were the last ones I really played. A few others, but to be honest, by this point, I forget. We've got other war prisoners all being executed. So people will take a massive rep boost because they do actually enjoy them being executed. But they also take a loss, so they're like, oh wait a minute, you haven't pardoned anyone. So I'll pardon this one thief, and trust me, that will go up. They'll be like, hey, you've pardoned people, good on you. But then, do you remember earlier I mentioned the fact that we took what? 1 second. So if I look at the victory tab, you see this? This is all the resources we've taken. So we might lose, say, 20 arrows, 20 bows a month, but we've gained 100 here. Or we've taken in 110 of these swords. So that is the amount of prisoners we have in our prison at the moment. So obviously I've executed a lot. That has gone down significantly. Obviously we won't take in all of those prisoners. Yeah. So unless we had the capacity, we can't take in the hundreds of prisoners we would have taken from that. Obviously, Warpath's Despair is a quite big prison, and it can only hold, 48 people? Yeah, 48 people. So it's not huge, sadly. But we make it work. Yeah, it was a good battle. I'm glad I got to show you it, Robo. And to anyone who's joined us, how is everyone doing? I see our numbers have gone up a little bit. I hope everyone's doing well. Oh, I played Napoleon Total War. To be honest with you, I've played all of them. It's just as my computer's getting older. Sorry, you wouldn't have experienced this. Basically, my computer's so old now. It was built in 2019 that it can't run all of these games anymore. So it's Total War 3 I can barely run now. I was playing some Bannerlord, though I can run it. It doesn't stream well at all because my computer's quite old on that front. I can't do both. Things like this, I hope it's streaming okay because it's not as demanding. So I can play games that aren't as demanding on stream. I can still play a semi-demanding game, but a lot of new games, if they're demanding, I can't run them at all. So I don't really have any plans on upgrading anytime soon either. I've got other things I need to prioritize, so it's just one of those. But I will at some point. I will definitely upgrade at some point, and who knows, if Twitch does really well, it might be sooner than later. Oh, go on. What do you think would be funny to see me play? British Simulator. Oh, temperature is rising to extreme level today. Make sure everybody's cool down. People will be running into the water. Watch this. Watch this. We're going to have hundreds of people diving in the ocean today. Trust me on that front. Over by the islands, everywhere, because people want to cool down. So they'll go to quickest path, which is this, and leap into the oceans to cool off. King of the castle. And what would that entail? I can't say I am. Admittedly, be something I need to look up. Also, I'm going to end the YouTube video, but I'm not leaving. So give me just one moment to wrap this up. I'm going to continue this in a few moments. If you're on YouTube, you'll be straight into the next part. I'm just quite tired, so I'm going to bring this stream to an end for today. But thank you so much for joining me. See you in a moment.